Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're working with Next.js, you know how crucial it is to manage state and user data effectively. A big part of that is handling cookies. Whether you're dealing with authentication tokens, user preferences, or session data, getting cookies right is a game changer. So today, we're diving deep into mastering cookie management. In Next.js, we'll cover everything from the basics of setting and reading cookies on the server to handling them on the client. By the end of this video, you'll be a cookie pro. Let's get started. First things first, let's talk about the star of the show, the cookies function from Next.js. This powerful function is your go-to tool for all server-side cookie operations. You can import it directly from Next headers. The beauty of this function is that it works seamlessly within server components, server actions, and route handlers. This means you can manage cookies right where your server logic lives, keeping your code clean and organized. And remember, the cookies function is read-only in server components, but you can use it to set and delete cookies in server actions and route handlers. We'll see how that works in just a moment. So, how do you actually set a cookie? It's incredibly straightforward with the cookies function. You'll use the set method. Syntax is cookies, closing parenthesis, set name, value, options. The value is the data you want to store, like dark or a long JWT string, path, domain, and expires, or max age to control its lifetime. For example, to set a theme preference, you could write cookies, closing parenthesis, dot, set theme, dark themed panly, true, max age, 60*60*24*7. JavaScript, which is a great security practice. Once a cookie is set, you'll obviously need to read its value. This is just as easy. You use the get method. For instance, cookies, closing parenthesis, get theme. This method returns an object containing the cookie's name and value. So, if you just want the value, you'd access it with cookies, closing parenthesis, dot, get theme, value. The optional chaining question mark is important here because the cookie might not exist, and trying to access value on undefined would crash your application. You can also get all cookies at once using cookies, getAll, which returns an array of all cookie objects. This is useful if you need to iterate through them or check for multiple values. So, in a server component, you could read the theme cookie and apply the corresponding CSS class to your layout, personalizing the user experience on the server before the page even reaches the browser. Now, what about when you need to get rid of a cookie? For example, when a user logs out, you'll want to delete their authentication token. This is a critical step for security. You might think there's a delete method, but it's a bit of a trick question. To delete a cookie, you set its value to an empty string and give it a max age of 0. The code would look like this. Cookies, closing parenthesis, dot, set, auth token, max age 0. This tells the browser that the cookie has expired immediately and it will be removed. It's a simple and effective way to handle cookie deletion. A very important rule to remember is where you can perform these actions. While you can read cookies anywhere on the server, you can only set or delete cookies within server actions or route handlers. Why is that? Because server components are designed for rendering UI, not for handling side effects like modifying headers or setting cookies. Actions and route handlers, on the other hand, are designed to handle requests and execute logic, which includes manipulating cookies. If you try to set a cookie in a server component, Next.js will throw an error, so always structure your application to handle cookie modifications in the right place. For example, a logout button would trigger a server action that calls cookies, set to clear the session cookie. We've covered the server side pretty thoroughly, but what about the client side? Sometimes you need to manage cookies directly in the browser, maybe for things that don't require a server round trip. While the Next.js cookies function is server-only, you're not out of luck. The standard browser API document, cookie, is available, but it's notoriously clunky and difficult to work with. A much better approach is to use a library. The one I highly recommend is Nookies. It's a fantastic little library that provides a simple, universal API for managing cookies on both the client and the server, although we're focusing on its client-side capabilities here. With Nookies, you can easily set, get, and destroy cookies using straightforward functions like setCookie, parseCookies, and destroyCookie. Let's see Nookies in action on the client. After installing it with npm install nookies, you can import its functions into your client components. For example, in a useEffect hook, you could set a cookie like this: set cookie null, client preference, some value, path. The first argument is for the Next.js context, which you can leave as null on the client. Reading cookies is just as simple. Const cookies equals parse cookies. We'll give you an object of all available cookies. And to delete one, you'd use destroy cookie null, client preference. So using nookies makes your client-side cookie management code cleaner, more readable, and less error-prone compared to wrestling with document.
Cookie.
It's a great tool to have in your Next.js toolkit for those situations where client-side cookie handling is necessary. So let's recap what we've learned. For all server-side cookie operations in Next.js, your primary tool is the cookies function from Next headers. You use cookies, set to create or update a cookie, passing in a name, value, and optional settings. To read a cookie, you use cookies, getter cookies, get all. And to delete a cookie, you cleverly use cookies. Remember the golden rule. You can only write or delete cookies in server actions and root handlers, not in server components. For client-side management, avoid the cumbersome document, cookie API, and opt for a library like Nookies. It provides a clean and simple interface with set cookie, parse cookies, and destroy cookie, making your life as a developer much easier. Mastering these techniques will give you full control over how your Next.js application stores and retrieves information in the browser, enabling you to build more robust, secure, and personalized user experiences. Whether you're handling authentication, saving user settings, or managing session data, you now have the knowledge to do it right. Practice implementing these methods in a small project to really solidify your understanding. And that's a wrap on our comprehensive guide to cookie management in Next.js. I hope this deep dive was helpful and cleared up any confusion you might have had. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss our future Next.js tutorials and tech deep dives. Thanks for watching, and happy coding.